Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back with Virtual Sailor with a brand new highlight. This is the Allure of the Seas for Royal Caribbean. Now, before anybody asks, this is a Mondo Navi release. This I've actually had sitting with a handful of other ships, even before I was really making any of the Virtual Sailor stuff. When I was first starting to get into it, I had stumbled upon this and upon the server. The server no longer exists, and these ships are obviously no longer for sale. So this is the official release, and one of the ways that people can tell whether it's the official release or not, the unofficial release, the doors that are have the ability to open when you are docked won't actually be able to be closed. That's kind of your way of being able to tell if you have the official files or not. But I would like to welcome you to this vessel. I'm actually going to grab myself back on here and be able to kind of go around. Let's do this because I don't like the juddering of the water. I'm going to just pop it off so I'm able to just focus on the ship. So, my other thing with that, this ship is no longer available. I know people can find it. I don't condone people finding illegal copies, but at the same time, I also understand the frustration of something being out that you're not able to find anymore. So I can completely understand that. But this is the Allure of the Seas. This is doing 3 and 4 night cruises from Miami this year, going to Coco Cay and Nassau, and on the 4-day cruise, having a day at sea. It also will have some time over in Europe, leaving from Barcelona and Italy as well. So those are the videos that you can expect seeing this one in. Our first one is going to be leaving from Miami on a nice 3-day voyage down to Nassau, because I really wanted to film some ship sim once again. But there is so much to explore on this ship, so let's actually take that time. So we do have a fully functioning, furnished bridge up here. I'm actually going to kind of run around a little bit. See? I'm going to just take a little look around. So obviously we've got the wings with functional controls, by the way, which is actually very nice for those of you who like the extreme details of being able to pilot a vessel. I'm just going to kind of run around, obviously, all kinds of stats, 2016, all that kind of beautiful world. And we're also able to kind of come down here, hang out on the bow, which includes obviously the helipad for winching only, and you're able to look back up towards the bridge, which is always a lot of fun. And I can't remember, do you go anywhere? You do, that's right. So if we take this and we go down the hall and we go down the stairs and we go through the door, we're on the jogging track. And we're able to jog all the way around, all the way around the vessel via the lifeboat deck, which I think is actually a great way to be able to utilize space, in my personal opinion. I'm a little frustrated with the Disney Wish and the Disney Treasure with not having a jogging track that doesn't have to go upstairs. I like being able to just kind of walk in pace. But it is a long journey back, and obviously it would go up and around. But let's go up and start seeing some of the main event things. This is the Aqua Theater here at the rear of the vessel. And that's one thing Royal Caribbean is really known for, and like I have to kind of tip my hat to them, is they have so much that's going on. Now, I'm one for Disney, and I always will be, but I in my older age, I am talking and with Danielle and thinking about, you know, going on other vessels, because like you have the Aqua Theater show, and you know, we got little water fountains and everything here, which would be amazing to see. First off, awesome rooms back here, but then of course you also have the rock climbing wall. I know some of their other vessels have these giant slides, which are so cool to think about. So there's a lot of options to be able to do on Royal Caribbean that, of course, you got to also know you're paying less to pay more of different things to do. Now, a bunch of stuff is free and a bunch of stuff is cost, so you got to kind of weigh it out. What is going to be the best for you on your vacation? Of course, we've got a bar here with some giant shakers. If we're going with like the size of the martini glass and the size that I'm supposed to be, like look at the chair versus the glass. That's like a 2-foot tall glass. I love the detail though. Love any sort of detail. And there's a lot of these vessels that came from Mondo that have some amazing detail in them. Of course, Madagascar is some of the characters that you can see on board. Then you have a personal favorite of mine that I always like to try and experience, which is Johnny Rockets. I love Johnny Rockets. I've been to Johnny Rockets in a lot of different places, like even Key West and stuff like that. So that's always a fun thing for me. Of course, an upcharge, I would assume. And, you know, then you've got a whole bunch of more upcharge areas like candy and pinwheels and stuff. But again, it's the detail that you have of this just massive ship. You have the zip line that's going across here. We will go upstairs and we'll see that momentarily. But like, you've got the functional carousel. Come on, that is so cool. And then you got the doghouse, which I would assume is a complimentary thing. Ice cream, I'm assuming, is extra. Again, I've never been on a Royal Caribbean vessel, so I actually don't know what's included and what's not. I'm just used to Disney where everybody's like, oh, well, Disney's included, which is the best part. I hate these massive ships, though. And this is why I'm going to say that. I'm excited to sail it in the terms of being able to sail the Allure of the Seas here in Virtual Sailor. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. What I hate about these vessels is they're so massive. They are so massive. There's only a handful of places that these vessels can actually fit in. But also, it's such a waste of space. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 stories of just room, and then on the other side is a room. That's just such a waste. Yes, I know you're big and you look big, but you're just wasting space. I hate it. But a lot of ships are like this. I know even the Disney Adventure is like this as well, which we will be also doing a spotlight on a little bit later. There's a little tease for you guys. But yeah, walking through like the main promenade, if you wanted to get on a carousel, you definitely could. We're going to go through these doors. And I'm going to sneak up one deck to Central Park. Now, I love this, not for a cruising standpoint. Sorry, I just noticed there's the net up top. I love this because I like nature. So I love this. I just don't like it on a ship. I just don't find I need it on a ship. But I'm going to assume this is a restaurant or a cafe. You've got a bar here, of course. And ships are going to make their money off of alcohol and gambling. That's the biggest thing. And that's the thing that I try to avoid. Again, I've only actually ever been on one vessel that was not Disney. And that was Carnival Pride, the same year that we did Disney and Alaska. Beast, quiet. He's been just sitting on the couch, barking at nothing recently, and I'm going to blame old age. It could definitely be just somebody driving by, like UPS or something, but either way. But here is Central Park, but then, of course, you get the part that I hate about some of these other vessels, and even the Disney Wish had it too. You have Coach, you have these big names that are opening these shops, which, again, it pays the bills. You know, you're able to charge them using the spaces. So I get it from a business point of view. It's just not what I want on a vacation. I don't want more advertisements in my face, more things that are other than the ship. I just don't like it. That's just my personal thought, though. If you love it, more power to you. But that would be Central Park here on the Allure of the Seas. Now, let's get ourselves flown up here. Let's take a little gander. We'll start at the front of the ship. We will do kind of an aerial view here. Because there is so much for us to see. I believe they call this the solarium. I think that's what they call them on the Royal Caribbean ships. This one is the open air concept, and I know on a lot of the new ships they're actually enclosed. But this actually is pretty great, especially on like hot days. You will have the windows to try to protect you a little bit, and let's be honest, these are some awesome views to be able to see as you're sailing through the Caribbean. as you come through. But again, amazing detail. My hat's off to the team out there. They always do some amazing work. I have a bunch of their ships that I'm going to be showcasing over the next, year or so. Yes, Solarium. Because I have, I am very lucky. I have had access to many ships, and I just don't have enough time to go through them all. But yeah, so you can kind of come up. You got obviously the beautiful working radar system, and that's like a big thing for me. If I'm doing a ship, I need certain things to work. So I like animated flags when I can have them. I do a handful of customization on certain vessels. I will never retheme, or if I do, it's something that I keep for myself and would never distribute. I do not distribute ships. I will tell you if it is in an open server of a location to be able to find something that is just to the public, but I will not send you any illegal copies of ships, especially any payware, because there are people who've worked very hard and put a lot of time and effort into these vessels. I got the mast bar here overlooking the pool area. What's also fascinating to me is you got the pool, like that's just like a huge drop. Like, I know it's all within the safety and you shouldn't be dumb like anything else, but it's just like, wow, that's such a big drop. I found this one interesting use of space. I kind of get it and I kind of don't. The tiered seating, like, for this pool, it's not a show pool, it is a regular pool, and like it feels like it's set up like to watch a show. I kind of get it, especially if you actually are trying to balance out the weight of the ship. I get it even more, to believe it or not. So that's pretty awesome. And again, there's just so much detail in this vessel. Now, I will say, if you do not have a super powerful computer, your computer may hate this vessel if you were to have it or to come upon it. And again, it's interesting. Interesting that the cage is here. Is it because it's the kid area? Is it like extra safe? Because, you got the volleyball area and a smaller pool. And then if you go over to the other side, yeah, it's definitely like a kids area. Ooh, abstract. That's what kids love. Kids love abstract art. But it's just interesting that the net's only here. But continuing on, again, some amazing views and a lot of space. When I'm usually playing, especially by myself, I'll actually just enjoy some days at sea. I'll sit for like 3 hours and just have days at sea. What's nice about this vessel is that you have so much to explore and to take a look at. Of course, then obviously you've got one of the funnel stacks and even like the corridors and the passageways, to go through. The amount of detail is just superb. I am such a big fan of these vessels because there's so much effort that's put in to give you the realist experience. And of course, we can come over here and we've got mini golf. Gotta love that. I do love me some mini golf, any vessel that I'm able to actually go on. I'm very curious about the number of holes. Yeah. I'm just genuinely curious. And then obviously you can overlook the promenade here. You have zip lining here, which, let's be honest, that's pretty awesome. I know it's probably an upcharge, but like, this would be cool. I'd be worried about dropping stuff, but still. Then you have the flow rider. Does this one have 2? Yes, it does. It's got 2 here, so you can watch people wipe out. Again, I'm pretty sure an upcharge, but it's just how you want to be able to spend your vacation. But yeah, that is our quick kind of overview of the Allure of the Seas. I'm going to back up here just to be able to show all the detail that we have. It's funny because I'm still in ship view, so I'm able to see through the water. It can be turned off if I was to go to graphics. I think it's hide water. I think that's the one that'll do it, but I'd have to restart the sim, which I'm not going to do currently. But if I just pop to the outside, it goes back to realism. But again, an amazing detailed bridge, a huge vessel to be sailing, and there's a couple other things that I want to be able to show you. Now, did I do all these? Yeah, I did. I did set up the cameras. Now, one of my big things that I always need to do when I come through these ships is put in docking points. Now, the thing that I want to be able to show you is if you dock yourself, there it is, you actually have the ability to open up the gangway and be able to go inside the vessel. Like, you've got the metal detectors and the x-ray machine and like the doors. This is great detail. This is what we're talking about. Now, unfortunately, I will say, unfortunately, it does open both sides. There is no one on or the other. It is both. But again, for this, if we were to dock at Nassau like this on the starboard side like we normally would, you just have to see the side. You don't have to look at that side. But it's just one of those things to kind of think about. As well, these guys, the side ones that you can hide, will actually drop the anchor. Now that becomes important for the people who like details of tendering ports, which we won't actually be doing with this vessel anytime soon, but it is one of those nice things. I am a little sad that when you're anchored, you know, you can change this to chain and move it, but these for scaling, these look so much better compared to what I have other places. But that is the allure of the seas, everybody. It is a giant. Are we just drifting? Yeah, I must have tugged it. She is just a magnificent vessel. She's going to be so much fun to actually sail with, and of course, you know, you got to hear it. Oh, hold on, let me get in there. A good old throaty Royal Caribbean horn for our excitement and journey. A beautiful handling vessel, a beautiful detailed vessel, and it's just going to be a lot of fun to be able to sail with her. She is one of the largest vessels that we will be sailing here in Virtual Sailor, except obviously for the Disney Adventure, which will be coming soon as well. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. So here was your sneak peek, and I hope you guys enjoyed the sneak peek at the next vessel that is coming here onto the channel. I know, I have had a lot of people ask for different ships. A lot of Carnival ships, a handful of other ones. I have a lot of ships. I did the math the other day. I have almost 200 different vessels for Virtual Sailor. Some are edits, and I have a really hard time doing some of the edits because that's not what somebody originally had in mind to be able to actually do. And the community itself for Virtual Sailor and the ships and everything is rocky at best right now. There's some really big attitude problems that are happening. So I also don't want to be part of the problem. So my goal is just to be able to do entertaining things for you all, to be able to share the world of Virtual Sailor and, you know, ship simulation itself. If you don't like something that I've done, that is perfectly fine. That's your derogative to be able to do. But do try to keep it out of the comments. But I guess down in the comments, let me know what vessels you might want to see next. This is going to be a short one because we'll be leaving Miami, getting to Coco, leaving Coco, getting to Nassau, leaving Nassau, back to Miami. So, what, six videos? But that's still something. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day, and we really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.